Hello and welcome to Tarot School. Today we will be doing a breakdown of the Magician card in the Major Arcana in Tarot. So we will be speaking about the divinatory meanings of this card, the symbols found in this card, what they mean, the numerology, the correspondences, and the sort of wisdom and essence of this card. So beginning this video, let's talk about the number here. The Magician is card number 1 in the Major Arcana, and as such, it speaks about the masculine energy because it connects to the phallic symbol. So masculine energy being active and representing consciousness. This is what the Magician is about. It's about life force energy and directing it with your willpower. And so the correspondences of this card is to the planet of Mercury and the element of air, which is also about consciousness. As we can see as well with the yellow background here, which is also about consciousness, as well as clear sight. So the other symbols that we can pick up from this card, among others, is the infinity symbol over the Magician's head here, the lemniscate, which speaks about renewal and balance. We are constantly being in motion and having a death and rebirth cycle. And the Magician is the initiation point here. It is the initiator of new cycles. We also have a magic wand, which points both up and down, mimicking the Magician's pose here. So the wand in itself is also a symbol of the phallic symbol. But the pointing upwards and down means that the Magician has a connection to spirit, to the spirit force, and draws down that force and that power into the material ground, to the material world. At the table, he also has the 4 elements being represented: the cup, the pentacle, the sword, and the wand, which means that the Magician is a master of all of these 4 elements in order to bring down inspired action into reality. He has mastered the elements, meaning that he can control and direct energy at his will to create change and to create what he desires and create from the inspiration that he receives from spirit force. He also has a red robe, which symbolizes energy and action, but also the root chakra of being grounded into reality. So what this means is that we receive inspired action from source, from source energy, from spirit force, from spirit energy, however you wish to call it. And our job is to put it into the ground, to put it into reality. So we are a vessel and a channel for energy to being brought down into the material world, because spirit cannot create without us. And so we are an extension of that life force energy, creating change. So this is a card of movement and of action, which means that whenever you receive this card, this is not a time to be passive or analyze things or procrastinate or aiming for perfection. This is a card that comes to you when you're just supposed to do it. Just do it. Just get started. Just get started with that initiation process. And so what we are doing here, which is important to remember, is that the ideas we receive here, that the action that we're supposed to take here, is an inspiration from Source. So it is a greater force leading and guiding us. So the goals, the ambitions that we might have is not just our own when this card comes up, but we are manifesting from the will of Source energy as well. So this means that whenever you're inspired to do something, you're supposed to take action on it straight away and don't wait on it, don't sit on it. Whenever you receive this card, and perhaps you receive this card in a relationship, love reading, you're the one who are supposed to take initiative in the situation. We can also draw connection here to the planet of the sun, in contrast to the High Priestess, who has a really strong connection to the moon. So we are fueling our path, and we are also fueling our life force. So don't get surprised if when you are taking action on these ideas, inspired action, don't be surprised if more ideas start to show up when you are getting into the habit of this. So if you know anything about human design, I myself am a manifester, which means that I have a deep felt embodied experience of this archetype, of what it means to receive inspired ideas and to immediately putting them into action. And this might differ from person to person. I'm not quite sure, because I do know what this is like for me. But what I can say from having a very strong connection to this archetype is that these inspired ideas come instantaneously. And this is how you can differentiate these inspired ideas from other ideas. They come as a bolt of lightning. You are just receiving them instantaneously here, as being shown in the image. And for me personally, I receive these ideas in solitude, when I am by myself and when I have quiet time, when I am in a state of peace. And this is where we create the space to receive these ideas. And when you have received this idea, your job is to put it into action and not sitting on it. So the wisdom of this card is the experience of being a channel for life force energy, for spirit to run through you, and the ecstasy and the exhilaration we can experience by having that connection, and the power that we can tap into, which also requires some humility. So one takeaway from this card: whenever you receive this, no hesitations. Just do it. See you in the next video, where I will be talking about the Chariot. Bye.